All right, in this problem, we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 0. Now the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of the discriminant, so b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And this is for a quadratic of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, which ours is in. So we can quickly identify a, b, and c. So a is the number in front of x squared. There's no number written though. Well, when there's no number written, the number is 1. So a is 1. B is the number in front of x. So we could think of this as plus negative 4. So b is negative 4. And then c is the constant, the number by itself, so c is 5. Now, one thing that some people do is they figure out the discriminant first. And that way they don't have to do all the calculations, writing down multiple times. It's a little bit less writing. So let's try that. So we'll first figure out b squared minus 4ac, and that'll also give us an indication of what type and how many solutions we have. So that's going to be negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 5. Negative 4 squared is positive 16, and then 4 times 1 times 5 is 20. So our discriminant is a negative value, it's negative 4. And that means we'll have two complex solutions. All right, so let's fill out our quadratic formula by substituting in the values of a, b, and c. So I'm going to say x equals negative b. So the negative of negative 4, which is positive 4, plus or minus the square root of the discriminant, negative 4, all over 2 times a, so 2 times 1. So working this out, we get x equals 4 plus or minus. The square root of negative 4, that can be written, let's do this over here. So square root of negative 4 can be written as the square root of 4 times the square root of negative 1. The square root of 4 is just 2, so this equals 2. And then the square root of negative 1 is I, so 2 times I. And if I write it right next to the I, that means I'm multiplying them. So this becomes 4 plus or minus 2I all over 2. Now notice both 4 and 2 are divisible by 2. So if I broke apart the fraction, I'd have 4 over 2 plus or minus 2I over 2. And that would simplify. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Plus or minus 2 divided by 2 is 1, so 1i, and we don't have to write the 1, so 2 plus or minus I. And that actually represents two solutions. So the two solutions are x equals 2 minus I, and x equals 2 plus I. So those are the two complex solutions to this quadratic equation.